Hey, welcome back y'all. Today we are back in the microcenter studio here and we are doing a special little build for y'all today. We are rocking with the new Lian Li Land-Cooled 217 Infinity case, which is super cool, and we're pairing a ton of other Lian Li goodies with it to give you a really awesome all-white build. And we are pairing in a 5080 by Gigabyte Aorus, an Intel Ultra 9 285K, then of course an Aorus motherboard as well. Cool thing with all these different Lian Li goodies is this 8-inch universal screen. You can mount it in multiple points of the case, so excited to see how that looks. And we've also got this new AIO by Lian Li, so it is this HydroShift 2 LCD S360CL. Super sick because we've got this square cooler mount for the CPU and then really nice cables, so excited to see how that looks. And their brand new rotational shift power supply. So this is interesting. The 3-prong power cable shifts around, so we will see how that looks. And then of course, your Lian Li strimmer cables to your motherboard, CPU, and GPU. And then classic 2TB NVMe and 32 gigs of RAM by Crucial. We'll go ahead, pop this in the case and start seeing how this looks. These Aorus boards look really nice. These like all white ones, I really like the shine that it brings right there. Like I said before, we are rocking with this Ultra 9 285K by Intel here. Go ahead and pop this. I haven't done an Intel build in a while actually, so I'm excited to see how this performs to some of my AMDs that I see recently, but I've heard a lot of good things about this new Ultra series, so should be really good for productivity. I mean, anything that combines Intel and NVIDIA, I mean, great for productivity, what can you say? And right here we've got our Crucial T710 2TB Gen 5 NVMe. Go ahead, shove that in there. Make sure you always peel off your plastics on your thermal pads so your NVMe's get the proper cooling because they honestly get really hot. So there we go. A nice set of Crucial white DDR5 RAM. 32 gigs, cannot go wrong with that. So shove this in here. Anytime you mount like liquid coolers or even your air coolers, save yourself the trouble and make sure you put your mounting brackets on before you throw the board in the case because sometimes your cases don't have the back panel open so you can hit it and you don't want to have to pull your motherboard back out. So some more plastic peels. Nice and snug in your backboard. Then it looks like you've got some mounting screws here that you just screw into these little plastic mounting points here. It's a nice little detail too. The little mounting points are white as well. Some of the coolers are not. Nice little detail that looks good. So go ahead, grab my case and start throwing this bad boy in there. I like to always mount my motherboards with my case laying down like this. It's just, you don't have to fight gravity. So much easier. What I really like about this new concept of the Land-Cool case, I mean, apart from like the gigantic fans on the front, you get a lot of good airflow obviously, but it's just bringing back, like it reminds me of that like early 2000s era where like Apple was doing the G3s and everything was kind of clear and like that, what was it, like fruitage or arrow? Really like seeing that come back and more personality in the cases, so I'm excited to see how it looks when it lights up. If y'all know me, you know the next thing that I do is all of the I/O cables, and then we'll go ahead and throw in our power supply. Because sometimes with these cases, when you have your top mount AIOs, it becomes a pain in the butt to get your CPU cable mounted in there, so go ahead and do that. All right, looks like we've got all of our I/O headers plugged in here. We've got the fan and RGB header split off for our port on the back here, so power supply time, I suppose. Now the interesting thing about this case too that I just noticed is you just have a cover right here for your power supply. So in the back of the case, we actually have cable routing back for your 3-prong power, so just a little bit more cable management makes it look a little leaner. Go ahead and pop this in there and see how this all works out. The Lian Li products do tend to use a lot of USB hubs, so it's nice to see that this power supply they have also comes with some extra USB headers, so you don't have to worry about buying anything extra. Like I was talking about before, you've got that rotating power supply connector, which is quite interesting. So you can kind of choose where your power cable comes from out of the case. Pretty cool. So motherboard, boom, GPU, boom, SATA, boom, CPU, boom, CPU, boom. Should be all of the cables that we need. That little USB hub that I was talking about that connects to your power supply. So super sick. Looks like we just slide it onto the back of the power supply right here. It's even magnetic. That is fancy. Just love a classic braided cable. What you're actually supposed to do for this power supply is mount it on the front right there. We've got a bracket up here, so makes a bit more sense. That makes a bit more sense. After much debate, I have discovered that this power supply was not meant to utilize that feature, I don't believe, so I just mounted it normally and took off that plate on the back. So grab our accessory box. This new liquid cooler from Lian Li is super sick. It does come with the fans in it, but I believe the ones that we are going to be selling in store, you will have to purchase the fans separately. So keep that in mind, but notice how beautiful it looks in the meantime. The thing that I do like about the hydro shifts is that it's just designed with the cabling in mind, and it's just so simple and easy to use. So go ahead and get it mounted here. Honestly, their packaging makes it pretty nice too, so. Thank you for pre-mounting these fans. Ooh, slick. Easiest way is to just dangle the cooler off the side of the table. That way you don't have to fight with it. Put your screws on. And I like how these new, it's like the cases go on and the manufacturers start designing the cases more, making new ones. You see a lot of ease for accessibility in terms of how to build these computers, because that would be a pain, honestly, if I had to mount it up top. So it's nice that you just get these extra little brackets that make your life just that much easier. Don't even see the CPU streamers, but they're there, and you know they're there. They will always be there. Apply the thermal paste, but I like to do an X. Finally have our liquid cooler mounted in there now, so crack open our GPU, make sure it mounts properly, see what happens with that screen, and then should be good. All right. Nice Gigabyte Aorus. Thank goodness my streamer cable will fit in here without having to readjust. Pull out all the goodies here. Got something fancy. We're gonna try to see if I can't fit this Lian Li riser cable in there as well. This is one of those newer vertical mounts, which you can actually angle it to different degrees. So before I put that vertical mount in, I'm gonna go ahead and run our extra USB hub from our power supply. Just in case I need to plug any of them in, I don't have to go and take this off, because I really don't want to do that. Just gotta get this vertical mount on there and then we should be all set. Okay, vertical mount in there. Let's go ahead, pop this GPU in, see what she's looking like. Just like that, GPU is in there. I think with this streamer cable, we should be able to route underneath. Decided against the streamer cable on the GPU because you're not gonna see it anyway. And I wanna highlight our screen. So, thinking, where do I wanna put it? You know, some people mount them outside of the case too. They give you this fancy little like mount here. Look at that, crazy. It rotates any direction you want. Like, what more could you ask for? So I think we'll be mounting it on the side right here. So just so y'all know, right now I am mounting the LCD here onto the back plate. I'll give you a good shot once I'm done, but I've got the cable routed, so I don't really want to unroute it and make my life harder, even though I apparently love to do that. So got this mounted on the back here. So you basically just mount the 4 screws onto your back plate right here, and then you just like rotate and mount this plate anywhere inside of the case that it will fit. So it's about to look literally so good. I'm like actually gonna freak out. Shoot, moment of truth, y'all. Let's see if it turns on. Okay, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Let's keep her going though. All right, y'all, the build is here and it's done and it's beautiful. So I still have a few more things that I have to finish up on the back end, getting my software installed so we can get our little screen to work. But I think overall, everybody needs to go this route for their Lian Li builds. This thing looks sick. The new Hydro Shift cooler looks really good. I mean, you can duplicate it as a second display, which is awesome. Same thing with this little one right here. And honestly, like their GPU mount with the 5.0 riser cable and the fact that you can angle it. So, I mean, overall, really easy build to do. I really like, Lian Li just seems to be making everything very seamless when it comes to installing stuff together. It looks splendid. She is fantastic. So make sure you check out your local microcenter if you want to have any of these new Lian Li products. They should be hitting the shelves soon. Otherwise, just reach out and let us know what you guys want us to do next. Make sure you leave in the comments that you want a local microcenter near you, and yay.